We are here at Legacy Conference on the 1-year anniversary of the release of Beautiful Monster here with Thi'sl. Thi'sl, man, thanks for taking the time to kick it with us here, bro.
Man, appreciate you guys taking the time to interview me. Yeah, for real.
So, we're here literally 365, well, it's a leap year, so 366 days from today is when this Beautiful Monster released. What's the response been like?
Man, it's been crazy. When I dropped the album, I kind of like my album before that, Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, was like super hood. So it was like this super hood album with Christian content, and a lot of people. Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler had an amazing response. Like, people embraced it. They passed it on to other people. But you still had some people that were like, it's just so hood. It's just so grimy. But I stuck to my guns because I felt like that's what the Lord called me to do. But with Beautiful Monster, I had the opportunity to kind of fine-tune a little bit more what I do. And with Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, I stuck to one thing. If I felt like doing something out the box, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, because I wanted to be a certain thing. But with Beautiful Monster, when I felt like doing something out the box, like the Beautiful Monster, the title song, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And I wanted to be super out the box. So just doing it and putting that stuff out and seeing the response was just, it was amazing, man. Like, the album did real well. The people been loving it. One of the favorite songs, I would say, is Signed Up to Die, which is, at this point, just really still taking life. Like, a lot of people hitting me up, like, day to day on Twitter, like, I just heard Signed Up to Die. I just heard Signed Up to Die. I just bought your album. So I'm always amazed at how albums have that life where you have the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months and it do real good, and then you get to touring a whole bunch and it pick up a whole lot more. So this has been my best album so far. I'm excited to see what it's going to continue to do, especially being part of, my mind is focused now on not just making albums, but building a catalog. So seeing what it'll do over the period of time being a part of a catalog of work.
So what's really been encouraging to see, just over the, just kind of people who have the opportunity to watch what you've been up to. We saw Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, and we saw the videos and everything after that, kind of chronicling just where God's brought you from, and then we see you go a little bit out of the box on this album, but your heart has always been ministry in the city. And it's not like you're from like some city that's real urban metropolitan. Right. You want to say St. Louis, my city, dog. Like you in St. Louis. But we see that you've also been partnering with some other ministries and getting involved with that. Can you talk to us a little bit about the project that you're involved with the Rebuild? Yeah,
Rebuild STL. Rebuild STL is actually something that I started. Me and a couple people talked through it. I've always wanted to. When I came out the streets, I remember the week I got saved, quote unquote, and I was just in the house for like 3-4 days, and I came outside and I was sober for the first time in probably like who knows when. So I came out and I was sober, and everything was bigger to me. Like, it was like I had been in jail or something. So I'm riding. I was like a little spooked out. Like, I done seen cats go to jail, come home 10 years later. They like, man, I gotta go in the crib. Everything look weird. So this is how I'm feeling, because I've been high. So it's like I'm free from jail. Like, or my mind is straight free at this point, and it's been so long. I'm coming outside and everything looks different. And I remember going to the hood and sitting up, and I saw this crackhead like that I normally would be served, and she came walking past me, and because I was sober, I saw her in a whole different light. I saw her, she looked straight dead to me. I looked around the hood on the ground, and I saw trash, and I saw all of this stuff, and I'm looking, and it just clicked inside of me for the first time. It said, you part of the problem. Like, you are part of the problem. You supposed to be helping build this stuff back up. So from that point, when I first came out the street, I always wanted to be involved in like building my city back up, building my neighborhood back up. And I think that week right after that, when I felt that way, I actually ended up going and taking some money and buying like a whole bunch of trash bags And I went around the hood, like on every street in my neighborhood. And I was like, look, I'm finna drop y'all off these stack of trash bags. I want y'all to go from one end of the street to the top of the street, fill it up with all the trash you see, and leave it out till I come back and see you throw it away. When y'all done, we gonna meet at the park, we gonna crack the fire hydrant open, and I'm gonna have all food and snacks, and we gonna kick it. So the kids like, bet. So all the kids in my hood was on every block working, like cleaning up everything out there. It was over, I rode around the hood, saw all the trash bags, they threw them away, we met at the park, cracked the fire hydrant and kicked it. So from the point when I came out the streets, I always wanted to be involved in rebuilding my city, rebuilding my hood back up. And I looked and I saw that and I was like, yo, let's do this Rebuild STL stuff. And since then, we've been doing a lot of different things in the community. Like we got a place called Hopeville that used to be downtown with a homeless community. We went down there in the winter, took clothes, took food, helped them clean up, took the dumpsters down there to help get the extra, like a whole bunch of extra trash. Started an annual block party basketball tournament in my neighborhood that we're gonna do again in August this year. Going out there with food and all of that stuff, you know. So doing juvenile stuff, school stuff, just being whatever we can do to be involved in rebuilding the city versus turning it down. So that's what Rebuild STL is.
That's dope. And you partner with other churches as well, because I noticed Darren Patrick has been involved. And
Darren Patrick with the Journey. I've worked with Mission St. Louis that they have a little bit, like far as their programs, but I also work with Plant St. Louis, which is a church plant network. A guy named Darren Casper and Jason, we call him Jay-Z. This guy named Jason, they do Plant St. Louis, Plant Midwest. I work with them. I work with Send from North American Mission Board. They part of St. Louis. So I work with this church plant community on just ways of like being involved, like we're helping with church plants and everything else in St. Louis. So
that's real dope. That's real dope to see. It's not just on the track talking. We need to do something in the city. The city need the gospel. It's let's go do it then.
Yeah. For Christmas, like me and my kids, man, I talked to my kids last year at the beginning of the year, and right after Christmas, like, and they had like a bunch of stuff, and we talked, and I'm like, man, we've been blessed enough to be in a position where y'all get stuff y'all want all through the year. I was like, so Christmas not about toys and gifts for us anyway. So I told the kids, I said, man, let's next year, why don't we do this? The behavior's right, grades right, all year you get what you want anyway. I said, let's next Christmas, we take whatever we were gonna do for ourselves and then some, and go give it to somebody else that don't have stuff like us. So kids like, bet. My wife's like, bet. And last year Christmas, we went, man, and went to my old neighborhood. We loaded my truck up full of toys, went to my old neighborhood, man, and just went around passing out toys, man. Like knocking on the doors of the people that I know in the hood who doing drugs and kids wasn't gonna have nothing and just passing toys out, man. And that's my thing. Like music is a means to get me to the place. You know what I'm saying? Like Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? Like I love doing music. I love going and getting the opportunity to tour and see all kind of places and sell albums. But for me, it's like Robin Hood. It's like whatever I get, I'm trying to take back to the city, because I know they don't have it. So that's my whole mission. The music is not the end of the means to me. Like if I wasn't doing music, I'd be doing something else that create revenue to take money back to the city.
Now on that, back to the music. Even with the popularity that you've had, with the first the Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, and especially after the I Hate You video blew, Beautiful Monster stretched the platform a bit more. Have you noticed that the platform has stretched even a bit more since appearing on Church Clothes? Because you had a lot of people, even Prop was just in the hallway, talking about your verse on APB. Yeah. What's the response been like since then? Have you noticed that it's gone up, or was it more? It was already a home for you in that spot.
I would say like realistic with stuff like I Hate You with the video. Like when I dropped the I Hate You video and it went to all the mainstream blogs, and even on Rapzilla, everywhere else, the South, everywhere that it went. When the video dropped, it was crazy because I noticed something that happened. Like, I remember my Twitter, like the week that the video dropped, and I looked 1 minute, and the next day I looked and I had like 1,500 more Twitter followers, like in like a day and a half. So people flock to it. Like now, today, I still have dudes that hit me up like, man, this beep, 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 tight. And I look like, who is this guy? I don't even know where he saw it at. So like the momentum from like I Hate You, and I've dropped probably 4 other videos since then, and the consistency, like even like some other people don't know, like in St. Louis, like right now in St. Louis, I got billboards up in St. Louis, like all around the city. Like I got billboards up with my Twitter, my Facebook. So dudes is going around the city seeing it. I ran commercials like on BET, like stuff like that. People like, so I always have a momentum of people coming to it. So it's always growing. When I did Church Clothes, I did see the Lecrae fans start coming. Like more people, I'll see them with like so-and-so 116 or so-and-so this person, and they'll be saying like, man, I heard you on APB and I went and bought your albums, or I heard you on this one and bought your albums. So that, yeah, it have been like that kind of good look. I had a couple industry cats that Cray worked with, like follow me, you know what I'm saying, hit me up, like, man, I heard what you did on this album, blah, blah, blah. But like for the most part, it's been a consistent momentum. But that's why Cray put me on the song, because he even see the momentum that I have. I see the momentum he have, he see the momentum I have. He see we got the same goal. And it's like the same thing with me. Like I rock with cats that I like, that I see got the same goal. And so it did give a big boost to what I was doing. But the momentum just already been there. Like since I Hate You, it's been a constant build of people. But APB definitely was a good look. It was real good look. And I see a bunch of, you see every day I see the so-and-so 116 and the so-and-so this person. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. And they'll point it out. I heard you on. So yeah, it's been a good look. I like the song. It's one of my favorite features I ever done.
That's strong. That's strong. So now you mentioned that you like the people that you like to rock with, people that you like.
Yeah. One
thing that you did with that was you took the platform that you have and started building it for some of the other people you like, and now you've got Full Ride.
Yeah. Reconcile 83, and this girl named Tina Carter from St. Louis. Probably the most visible that people seen out of the whole situation is Reconcile. I remember I first heard this dude, and it was just like, I'm like, who is this dude? I saw him do a video, and I saw the video, and I was like, the video was so grimy, I'm like, don't nobody do stuff like this with me. So I'm like, who is this dude? And I went and looked at it, and I was like, oh, this tight. And then I started watching him. Like, I just started following him and watching what he was doing from a distance. And I'm like, this dude consistent. So over the course of probably a year, I seen dude just on the indie grind put out 4 or 5 videos. You know what I'm saying? Like where he just getting them posted, he posting them on his YouTube, he grinding, like he's working hard. So I had the opportunity to go do a show at his church. And he actually wasn't there, but the people from the church was like, man, I want you to talk to this dude from my church. But I'm telling them like, man, I need y'all to hook me up with this dude, Reconcile. They like, that's the dude we want you to talk to. So I'm like, I've been looking to get with him anyway. So they gave dude my number, we exchanged numbers, talked. 4, 5, 6 months later, I'm like, bro, realistically, I want to work with you. And so, man, we started working, and dude banged out the free mixtape of Band and Hope, and it's been going crazy ever since. Like, I love it. Like, I love his stuff. I love what he doing. With 83, for 83, it was always me and him worked good together anyway. Some of my favorite songs I have with 83. And they just be instant, where I could send him something and say, I need you to do this, and he send it back, and I'm like, oh, like, this crazy, you know? So 83 was kind of a no-brainer. And the girl Tina, it was, I seen her in St. Louis and somebody said this girl can rap. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And they like, no, she can rap. So I'm like, let me hear you rap. And she spit. I'm like, oh, she can rap. Then I'm like, that's tight. But I kind of like brushed it off. Then I saw her somewhere else. And they was like, you just mixed this girl, killed it. So I'm like, who? They like, her. I'm like, I heard her rap. She can't spit. And I'm like, let me see what she did. And they showed me a video. And she rocking it in this room, like just off the top of the head. And so I'm like, man, I want to hear some of your songs. And she came and met me and did like 4 songs for me. And I was like, yo, I got to work with this girl. So I'm definitely looking forward to her stuff. We're gonna have a single on her like real soon coming out, and working on some other stuff. Probably a free album like the Reconcile stuff to put out real soon. So
is there going to be a full ride music?
Yeah. We got some stuff in the works. We're gonna do a full ride. Probably we might give out a little gift or something here and there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be working on some full ride stuff like in the mix, man. 83 got a couple singles on the way.
I've seen the tweets about that.
Yeah, he got a couple singles. They already recorded. We getting them mixed, everything right now. So he got a couple singles on the way. Some good stuff. I think people gonna like it, man. I think people gonna love it. Yeah.
So the next project coming up, the next full project coming up is
Free from the Trap, November 20th, right after the Unashamed tour. So I'll be on the Unashamed tour with Reach Records from October to November 18th. Then November 20th, the album dropped the Tuesday after. I got this track that's, all I'm gonna say is I'll let the people decide. Okay. But I'm putting it out before the tour so I can perform it on the tour.
Okay.
And
now the tour starts October 4th.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a track called Snap Off. So I'm gonna put it out right before the tour. And then right after the tour, the album come out. But the album also gonna have an autobiography that's released the same day with it called Free from the Trap. So the album is actually like, I've been writing the songs as if I'm writing from, because people were asking me like, what's the difference between Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler and this? Because with Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, it seemed like autobiography, which it was, like to a degree. But even with Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, it was certain stuff that I didn't talk about. It was certain stuff that just didn't fit into that space that I was trying to do with the album. But with this one, it's more so of a different angle. Because one, I'm talking about I'm free from the trap, so you're going to have more celebration type stuff. Because I'm free from this, so it's going to be, you're going to have celebration type stuff. You're going to have the deep stuff that make you think that, I got this track called Baby Mamas and Broken Hearts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have the stuff that make you think. You're going to have the celebrate type stuff. But I wrote the album and I'm writing the album in the idea of like, if I was doing a movie about my life, what song would I want to come on right now? So I've been thinking about the album like, if this was a movie and then I was talking about this the song I would want to pop on. So I've been writing the album like that, like it's a straight soundtrack. So people gonna be able to get it and enjoy the album without the book. But once you get the album and you read the book, it's gonna give you a whole nother like, cause it's gonna trigger those points where it link at like, dang, that happened. Because there's certain stuff like, if I'm talking to one of my cousins from the hood and I'm like, man, you remember so-and-so did so-and-so to do and we was right here and dog knew. But for average Joe Blow, they don't know that. But when you read the book, it's gonna be like, you're gonna get introduced to my cousins, you're gonna get introduced to stuff that's happened, and it's gonna bring it in full circle like a movie. What I wanna do, and I'm working on right now, like I wanna, after the album out in like January, February next year, like straight shoot a mini movie. You know, so I've been talking to somebody already about it. Somebody actually reached out to me and asked me about doing a mini movie. So I'm gonna talk to them, try to get an idea, but see where it goes. But I definitely want to do it. It's gonna be hood though. It's gonna be hood. It's gonna be rated R. I ain't gonna even lie. It's gonna be rated R. It ain't even gonna be. It's gonna be rated R. Like it's gonna be rated R. Ain't gonna be no sex, like wild out, like crazy stuff. But it's gonna be rated R. Like it's gonna be rated R. So it probably be like M for mature or PG-15. But it's definitely gonna be hood. It's gonna be I'm gonna keep it Christian, but it's gonna be hood though. Cause it's
gonna be a preacher in the hood, baby.
It's gonna be like I hate you, long live, like the movie. Yeah, so yeah, but I'm excited, man, about getting the stuff banged out to see what I'm looking forward to seeing. Being 100, I want to see the effect that the tour is gonna have on all of this stuff, because like most cases you can't maximize that kind of momentum because it's not thought out that far to where it's like, dang, it's usually a back thought. Man, I wish I would have dropped something after the tour, before the tour. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see like what type of momentum it's gonna have and see what type of space it's gonna create. Rapzilla.com. The best intro in the game, man. Rapzilla.com.